Allow me to introduce you to VIKTOR IHNATIUK from Golden Gate. He will present you L2 for everything, how to unite all fragmented infrastructure under one roof. Victor, the floor is yours.
Hey, uh, hey everybody! Thank you for inviting. Like, I've been a Polkadot fan since 2020 when I first time met Moonbeam guys, and well, like I've all was a game in progress for a while. I'm in crypto person since 2015. In 17, I started to play in a big game. So when I become storage node growth lead at storage and build a network of node operators, this beautiful. Uh, Ways like Gator, blockchain, Near, NAM, Animoca, Casper, and all those guys used services of a company I founded before called Boosty Labs just to build some like a core infrastructure pieces. And all those projects, they always have like different problems. And when DeFi started in 2020, problem was how to get more liquidity to all these DeFi projects, and then more blockchains being appear, and you had a situation when you have lots of liquidity on Ethereum, but there is a liquidity on Polkadot, on Cosmos, on everywhere, and some companies started to think how to onboard users from one chain to another chain, how to onboard liquidity, move liquidity around. Clients who ask us to do bridges, which we did, and more in 21 when we started Golden Gate, as we got clients from few ecosystems to build just EVM and non-EVM bridges, which we started to do. We called it Golden Gate and started this project within our venture studio. A bit later, in 2022, a couple of big bridge hacks happened, and like Wormhole, for example. And so we realized that bridging model is cool because it solves like a business problem, but it is not cool from architecture design perspective because if it will be cool, there will be no $3 billion lost out of all those hacks. So so we great job, but even Nomad been hacked for like 150 millions or whatever. And like, what's going on? Like, and how to solve it? Like, probably doing the with wrapper and wrapper is not something that will be sustainable for a while. And so we started to think how to get out of this concept. And so our two main ideas in mind was actually that it doesn't matter like how good you unify everyone. If you're not protected, you will lose money of your clients. And so we start to think what's the least fragile piece in the whole ecosystem. So blockchain itself. So blockchain is like a simple but not ledger or database, just distributed. So that's why it's like so simple. It's like so it's it's hard to hack or even not hack, but let's say attack. And we said, what if we would do a blockchain bridge? What if we would do like layer two, but not on top of Ethereum like Arbitrum is doing, but on top of most of the blockchains exist. And first approach was just to bridge all those blockchains to. But then we thought there is bunch of interesting innovations happening in a cross-chain messaging industry, like Layer Zero being presented. I still a big believer and was always believer of IBC. If we're saying about Polkadot, so that's when the real story of Golden Gate began. We came up with this idea that we need to connect all the fragmented in a way like TCP/IP did with internet back in 80s and 90s, because like I know if you guys remember, like this part of the story of internet before 80s, like a huge fragmented infrastructure of internet, like for example Stanford internet or DARPA, or even like I don't remember when being connected to global web, I've been connected to local web, and it was also kind of fragmented infrastructure and was united. So we have all these beautiful blockchains like Polkadot, Ethereum, Solana, Cosmos, but all of them like live their own life, and it's like if all blockchains will be like lots of like small and big North Koreas. So well, these countries exist, but it's not connected to the world. So it's isolated, and the development of this country is like pretty low. And well, some countries like who also isolated can still like feel more or less okay if they have lots of resources, but for smaller countries it's not okay. So that's why um, go. And that's why we did actually Golden Gate. So the blockchain component of it, together with virtual machine, allows us to create like this intense security of a blockchain, but for a cross-chain communications, because like a blockchain, and it's like a core concept of like validating the blockchain, incentivizing uh, node operators to do some work, allows you to create extreme distribution compared to what like let's say Acceler, who has like pretty low Nakamoto coefficient, or let's like choose like any decentralized bridge, frankly. So Nakamoto coefficient in all of them like below 10 or below 20, like case by case, which is not a decentralization itself. Like Bitcoin or Ethereum or Polkadot, of the chains has even lower valuation, but they're still more secure. So this kind of thing, we guarantee the security, because loans have skin in the game, not just to breach assets from one chain to another, but also to do some validation work for transactions, for blockchain itself. And it just create more incentive for node operators so they can make more money, because like again, speaking about big bridges, like their revenue during the bear market for largest bridges is something between like 100 and 200K per month. So like for a wormhole, it's like what? So what's the incentive for me as a node operator to be a validator? So and do my job well. So yeah. So having said, yeah, actually it's a good slide. Well, it's already more than 200 actually. I believe that there is like a 400 layer ones already exist, and layer twos, especially on top of Ethereum, there Ethereum finally got the concept that it doesn't make sense like to have one chain for everything. It's better like to have app chains, layer twos. So that's why the layer two landscape is growing pretty cool in Ethereum ecosystem. So it's like a similar to parachains at Polkadot. And can we go to the next slide? Yeah, so that's what I actually tried to explain. Number of hacks like been done for bridges. It's just like a $6 billion, which is like even more. So this all shows that like it should be solved somehow. So solution to this is layer two for everything, and Polkadot built like the greatest tech, so we decided to reuse it, as well as the XCMP protocol. as a part of our strategy of interchain cross-chain messaging layers. And also because of the scalability perspective, because again the idea of scaling blockchain with a parachain that all interconnected to reach almost infinite scalability. Depends on the usage of relay chain, of course, but more to that. Yeah, so if you guys interested in learning more how all blockchains could be and how it actually works in real life, you can go to the ggxchain.io website and check us out. We just went to testnet months ago. We some first validators. We already have a bit 1,012 apps who are deploying on us. We're also very active with the Bitcoin community, doing to move operations on top of like a Golden Gate. So if you guys have a cool DApp idea, if you want to be our validator or you want just to follow the progress, please visit us, subscribe to Telegram. Stay tuned for updates about how we will interconnect everything. Thank you.
Thank you. We still got 3 minutes before the. If any one of you has a question, please.
Hello.
Hey.
Do you plan to connect with parachains in?
Well, we want to connect like a Golden Gate should be connected through XMP protocol with like a whole Golden Gate ecosystem. So it means once we will make this like a interchain connection with XMP protocol, side guys will be able also to use the same XMP protocol to use this like a cross-chain interoperability that we are having at Golden Gate. So for having that for every layer to communicate with all blockchains we support. At the start, it will be about 120 chains, mainly that's supported by XMP, obviously, but also IBC layer 0 will also. It's for a start. Later, we will go and integrate other cross-chain messaging layers Hyperlane, and depends on how protocols will develop. Maybe some will connect more and more of them with an idea to have all blockchains covered at some point.
Thank you. Another one.
Who is your competitors and what is your competitive advantage over them?
Well, it's hard to say who is competitor. I can tell that my bridges are our competitor, like let's say Wormhole or Axelar, because they also do like a cross-chain solutions for bridging assets. But Wormhole and again Axelar, they do just a bridging work, so to move asset from one place to another place. That's it. While for us, it's just a part of business model that is needed mainly for execution, like money from Golden Gate to let's say Binance. Well, then you can go to Ethereum and then withdraw to Binance. But all this like a cross-chain business models you can build on top of Golden Gate and beyond Golden Gate. So Golden Gate is not a bridge. Golden Gate is a blockchain that has a cross-chain component that can be served as a bridge while not being a bridge itself. That's why our business model is more sustainable because it's not like a few 100,000 of revenues for a multi-billion protocol. Like it's for just bridging. It's it's just like a business model is different, so security model is different, so everything is different, and it's like just work more efficient and more secure.
Okay. Thanks again, Victor.
Thank you, guys.